Welcome to Preservation Specialties in Charlotte, Michigan. My name is Peter Rosello. I'm happy to announce that we are now going to be exclusive distributor for Silicones Incorporated, the #1 rubber molding compounds available for the taxidermy industry, as well as innovative polymers in St. John's, Michigan. Have a fine line of polyurethane resins to make bodies both out of rigid plastics, foam, and flexible urethane rubbers. First thing before we get started, with any chemicals that you use, safety is utmost of importance. Make sure you wear gloves. These are nitrile gloves, they're very inexpensive. Secondly, make sure you wear glasses, safety glasses. No matter what you're mixing, safety glasses are very, very important. Next thing, for each product that you get, you should have an MSDS sheet from the company. And the MSDS sheet lists the product, the description of the product, and some very important information that can be used for your application, such as how to mix it, the time it will gel, and when you can take it out of the mold. Okay. Next thing, have a stir stick. With polyurethanes, I don't recommend using wood. Sometimes they will hold moisture. Moisture with polyurethanes causes it to foam. This is just a metal spatula stir stick. You can use bigger versions of this or smaller versions of this. Try to use something plastic or metal. We have some inexpensive cups. Again, I recommend that you mix in a plastic container, not a paper container, because paper can hold moisture. When you mix urethanes with containers that hold moisture, they can foam on you. Okay? And when we finish up, we will have just a tool here that we made, a very simple tool that will pour the mixture in and show you how easy it is to use this particular product. Okay? A scale. This is a very old scale. I've been using it for years. You should have a scale. The scale is measured in grams. We'll show you how to use the scale to measure in weight. Innovative polymers, urethanes can be measured by weight, or they can measure by volume. Okay? They make it that simple. And today we'll be using this product, IE 3030, which is what I use to make just about everything. Fish heads, duck feet, lots of different things. And we'll show you how to mix this up today. Other videos that we do in the future will explain how to make a particular mold or tool. I recommend for everyone that wants to use polyurethane resins to get a scale or a balance. This particular one measures in grams. And this scale will go up to 4,800 grams, which is approximately 10.5 pounds, more than what you need. The ideal feature on any of these scales should be the tare button, because what it allows you to do is put your container on and zero it out. Okay? From that point then you can just pour in the resins you need, mix them together, and you're ready to pour. The other way that you can weigh or measure polyurethane resins is by volume. And so, for example, these are 2-ounce cups. You can measure, if it's a 1-to-1 mixture, meaning one part of A and one part of B, you can put A in one, B in the other, and then put them into a separate container and then mix them together. The particular product I'm using today is a very common one used by most taxidermists that I introduced in Taxidermy Today magazine. It's IE 3030. It can be mixed by weight, which is what I prefer to mix by. It's 100 parts of A to 92 parts of B. And or it can mix by volume, which is 1-to-1, 100 parts of A and 100 parts of B. The A part typically is a resin, and it says right on the container what it is. And the B part is typically the hardener, the curing agent. Okay? All this is spelled out on their products. Okay, we're going to start out by first starting with 3030 resin. Okay? It's a amber colored resin, and we zeroed our scale, so we're going to put an amount in here. Okay? Make sure you close the lids. They're moisture sensitive products. On the scale you can see it says 170.1 grams. Okay? So on a calculator, if you do 170.1 grams, and it says you need 92 parts by weight. So if we multiply that by 0.92, we need approximately 156 0.49 grams. So what we'll do here now on the scale is tear this out, and the scale says 0, and we need approximately 156.49. So we will go to our hardener and put in approximately 156 grams of hardener. What I like to do is, once we get close to the amount, within 5 grams or so, pour some of it into a separate container. It's a lot easier to pour it from a small container than a large one. So we need approximately 6 more grams. Okay, we rounded up to about 157. Okay? You can put the remainder back in your container. Once you have weighed out the components, mix the resin for approximately 1 minute. What works really well is to have a timer so that you're consistent in every time that you pour something. Mix both ways, make sure you get it off the wall of the containers. Okay? This material will turn a white color once it cures in about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the temperature in your studio. Okay? So we're just going to take a tool here that we have laying around and pour some of this into the tool. And that's all there is to it. It's very fluid. You'll see that air bubbles collect towards the surface. Most of the time you don't need to vacuum this product out because it's relatively water thin. Viscosity allows that to happen. So we'll let this cure and we'll pull it apart and see what we have. Alright, so just for demonstration, this is a very simple tool. At a later date we'll show you how to do some molding. But this is nothing more than a silicone tool with a cup that's used to reinforce it. And this is GI 1000. And what we're going to do is separate the two halves. Okay, and you can see the part. And pull the part out. It's a woodcut body. This is done in 30-30.